Welcome to our Intro to Bike Fit. My name is Ron, and we have Angel here with us today, another of our fantabulous instructors, soon to start at the Revolve opening. We're going to cover the basics of bike fit. When your students walk up to the bike, we're going to have them find the top of their hip crest. Once they've located the top of the hip crest or the hip bone, we're going to adjust the saddle. We're going to first loosen the resistance there, and I'm going to have Angel do that so she's familiar with the process. It's a two-part. It's a loosening, and then you pull that little lever out a little bit. Slide the seat down to the appropriate height, what you think is your top of your hip. Match it up a little bit. And you'll notice on the side of the bike there are some numbers here, and you're going to want to be familiar with these numbers. So she is just below a 14. You also want to make sure for safety reasons that your notch is in that seat. There's a little pin that drops in the hole in the front, like many other weight racks. And then that's tightened down securely, not too hard because we don't want to over torque the nuts and bolts. Next we're going to do, we're going to have Angel adjust her seat for the horizontal displacement. If you're slightly shorter, you notice there's an adjustment down here, and I'm going to have her adjust that as well. It's also a loosen and pull, same type pin. There is a 0, plus and minus. Shorter folks are going to rotate that seat horizontally forward to the minus position, or negative position for you engineers. And Angel's theme, as you can tell her, she's not short and she's not real tall, so she's going to start on the 0. We'll go ahead and hop her on the bike here. We'll get her clipped in. Good job. And we're going to check her vertical adjustment first. So the first thing we have is have the rider lean into the bike, have their hands positioned for the riding position, engaging their core. Driving down to that riding position, and if you look on the rear of the leg here, there should be about a 10 to 15 degree bend on the back of the knee. She is a little bit too straight at this point in time for most new students. So we're going to have her hop off the bike, and we're going to drop that saddle down one more measurement. And then we're going to make sure you disengage and re-engage that pin. You don't want to drop down a couple measurements in the middle of your ride. That's not the kind of excitement we're looking here. And now if you notice, she has that nice little bend in the back of the knee. For more advanced riders or outside riders, she can have a more straight leg, but for now we're going to start with this. And when we measure this point not directly down vertically, but just right about that, in this position, if you're going clockwise, there's about the 5 o'clock position for maximum leg length. Next thing we're going to look for is we're going to have the participant turn her pedals parallel to the floor. And if you had a plumb line, which is a straight line directly off someone's knee, you drop that straight down through, and you don't want to see that knee too far ahead of the bike cleat. So wherever the cleat is underneath, make sure you have a straight 90-degree angle, make sure the rider's down in riding position. With that set up, have the rider take a couple of spins. Remind them to keep their knees pointing inside to the middle third of the handlebars. And if they're comfortable and ready to go, we ask them how it feels. How's it feeling?
It's great, Ron.
Feels great. She's ready to go. We'll be back for another episode of Ron and Angel at Revolve.
Awesome.